Let's start with the last things first, shall we? Oh, do you remember the opening sequence to Game of Thrones? It was so cool. It ended with a close-up of one of the mirrored globes in the Citadel's library. Oh, did you notice that House of the Dragon has a cool reference to its parent show in the intro? They included King Viserys' detailed model of old Valyria, just like in the original series. So, when the opening sequence is about to end, the camera shows us a building that looks just like the one the king enjoys playing with in his fancy room. Oh, have you heard of old Valyria? It's a city in Essos that used to be really grand, but now it's in ruins. It's actually where House Targaryen and House Valerian come from. So, the camera takes us on a tour of the impressive buildings of old Valyria, and then focuses on the Targaryen crest featuring a fiery three-headed dragon. Did you notice the dragons in the first shot of the opening? There were so many of them flying around the Red Keep. So basically, the cog with the image on it is what gets everything else moving in the model structure. Oh, that sigil you're talking about? It actually represents Aegon I's conquest of Westeros, which kicked off the Targaryen dynasty and eventually led to the Dance of the Dragons. Wow, did you know that right after Aegon the Conqueror's cog was activated, it got flooded with blood? It's said to represent the end of his reign. Oh, I see. So, if a sigil is covered in blood, that means the person it represents has passed away. Oh, I see. So if you can still see the sigil above the blood, that means the character is still alive. So after flooding the cog, Aegon's blood flows through the model and covers other sigils, representing the Targaryen bloodline leading to Rhaenyra, played by Emma Darcy. Oh, I see what you mean. The blood flowing through the streets of the Targaryen home is like a symbol for the blood of old Valyria that runs through their family's veins. Did you notice that the blood on Aegon's cog flows through the sigil of his two wives, who also happen to be his sisters Visenya and Rhaenys? Oh, I see. So both of those places are flooded too. And then you followed Rhaenys' bloodline to find a sigil that represents her son with Aegon, who was King Aenys. Hey, did you notice that behind costume designer Janie Temime's name, there's a dried sigil that probably represents the reign of Maegor the Cruel? It's a cool detail as we follow King Aenys' bloodline. Did you know that after Aenys died, his half-brother tried to take the throne? Unfortunately, he didn't make a great ruler and was eventually overthrown because of his tyrannical ways. Did you know that Jaehaerys, who is Aenys' last living son, takes over after Maegor? He's actually the first character we meet in House of the Dragon. Oh, did you know that Jaehaerys' sigil is actually the one that the main bloodline eventually adopted? It's also the same one used by his wife and sister, Queen Alicent.